Mr. President, may I make a side note on this? This nomination reminds me again why it is so important that this Senate fixes our nomination process. We have a broken nomination process, period. If you take the last 6 presidents combined, take their first 2 years when they were putting their staff together in their first 2 years of office, for the last 6 presidents, 25 times someone in the Senate asked for additional time to debate that person. It could be any one of 100. One person asked for additional time to debate in the last 6 presidents, a total of 25 times. 25 times, somebody said in this body, in the last 6 presidents combined, we need a little more time to debate this person. So they asked for additional what's called post-cloture debate time. That is a full intervening day, 24 hours, plus an additional 30 hours after that just to be able to debate. It's fine. Highly controversial nominees, entirely appropriate. But in the first 2 years of President Trump's presidency, that request has been made 128 times. 25 times in the last 6 presidents combined versus 128 times for this president. It's not because they've been all that controversial as nominees, though I'm fully aware President Trump has nominated some folks that created heated debate on this floor. But it was certainly not 128 times. In fact, many of the times after we had that post-cloture intervening day, plus another 30 hours, that person passed either unanimously or with 90-plus votes. They weren't controversial. It was trying to shut down this Senate and to shut down this president to keep him from hiring his staff. That's never happened before. There's never been a time that the Senate has tried to prevent an elected president from hiring their own team until now. In May of 2017, I made a proposal to be able to fix our post-cloture debate time, seeing what would happen. Continued that conversation over and over again with many of my Democratic colleagues. Last session, we brought in front of the Rules Committee a proposal that was made by Harry Reid. And then it was passed under Harry Reid's time and his leadership in the Senate. That is to limit post-cloture debate time and to be able to streamline that process. I brought that exact same proposal back out and said Republicans voted with Democrats to make sure that this process would work in 2013 and 14. Now will Democrats vote with Republicans on the exact same language, and we'll do this together to be able to fix this process. Democrats gave me the Heisman at that point and said, no, it was good for you to vote with us, but we're not going to vote with you. And that was all last session. I've brought up again another proposal that went through the Rules Committee today. It is a simple proposal. Historically in this body, there haven't been a lot of post-cloture debate times on nominees, especially not things like district court judges or deputy assistant secretaries of some entity. I met today with the person who will be the IRS counsel. The counsel of the IRS, which I dare guess no one in this room could name who it is right now, and certainly most people in America couldn't. Oh, but they've been blocked for a year so that the IRS does not have a chief counsel. Not a controversial nominee, will probably pass unanimously or near unanimously. Just to prevent the IRS from having a counsel, they've been slowed down. So my proposal is simple. We can still do post-cloture debate. If anyone in this body wanted to be able to slow down any nominee, they could still do that. They could request a full additional day, 24 hours. And then in the next day, instead of adding an additional 30, it would be just an additional 2. So instead of getting a full day plus 30 hours, they would get a full day plus 2 hours. That's still a lot of time. Quite frankly, only 25 times in the last 6 presidents there's been any request for any additional time. So that would still allow a long period of time, but would expedite the process. And so at least we could go through this. If we don't fix this now, this will become the habit of the Senate from here on out. And when the next Democrat president is elected, I can assure you we will have the same issue with nominees that President Trump is having. Because it only takes one senator, it only takes one, to say, no, I want a whole intervening day plus 30 hours for every one of your nominees. By the way, the president puts 1,200 people through the process of nomination, 1,200. So count the time that will happen in the days ahead. I know this is part of the resist Trump movement and to shut down the operation of this presidency. But it actually is going to shut down the operation of every president from here on out if we don't fix this rule. So I'm asking my Democratic colleagues to look long, to not look right in front of us, to look at the future of where this is really headed and what's really happening to this Senate. The precedent that is being set right now on debate will be the standard in the days ahead. Let's fix it now so we can get this resolved long term for the sake of our country to be able to do this right. With that, I yield the floor.